Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to the weekly endeavours for the 27th of January. We've got a 285 skill set, which is good. We've got 8 event tickets, 20 world bosses, and 75 items with any skill. So this is a really good set. 8 event tickets is really easy, and if you won't be on every day for the event tickets, it's still okay because you can do this one also very easily. I don't think this one's worth doing, purely because it takes ages, whereas these two are a lot quicker, that's all. So, 20 world bosses, I will just go through this just quickly. This is a method of getting 8 event tickets, but if you do a world boss every day for event tickets, you'll get this done way quicker. My suggested methods, you could just do it the simple way, where you just go to this way shrine, go to Western Overlook, which is right next door. Just go down from here and just come down here and just wait for this thing to respawn every time, but that will take quite a while, hours probably. So you could do that, or there's a couple of ones you can chain back to back. Usually the ones I do is Storm Hive and Brahma's Grove. So you use this way shrine, go to Brahma's, go back to this one, go to this one, and repeat that. There's another set in Green Shade. These two here, you can just go to these back to back as well. And then in Alchemy Desert, you've got 2 really easy ones to fight. You've got this one here, you go here, and then you go here and go to this one. These two are relatively easy to fight. And yeah, just the only thing is sometimes they respawn at the same time, and there will usually be a lot of people around because of this, both the endeavor and because of the event. So sometimes waiting for those to, like, trying to do those back to back, they might just die all the time before you can get to them. So yeah, I don't recommend this one purely because it's going to take a long time, whereas this one, though it does require a bit of using up some resources, it is very quick to do. It's like 2 minutes, 1 minute even. And then this one doesn't require anything, really easy to do, and like can be done a lot quicker than this one here, and a lot simpler. So I'll go through these two. World bosses as well, you want a bit of, if you do fight one on your own, you're going to need some self-healing, at least Resolving Vigor, maybe something like Surge for Sorcerers. You know, you want some healing. It's they're not the hardest thing in the world, but they're not pushovers either. Alright, so crafting on any skill, there's 3 things you can do. So it depends on what DLC you've got. I mean, the best way doesn't, but I'll just go through some of the things. So if you don't have Somerset, Blacksmithing Station, Creation, Iron Dagger, and just craft 75 of those, requires a significant amount of iron ingots. So it's 2 each, so it's 150 iron ingots, 75 bone. Bone, or any of these star materials, can be found from these, the blacksmiths here. So you go blacksmith, and it'll give you all the ones that relate to your race. So, you know, High Elves have adamantite, Nords for Grundum, all that stuff. So, and they have as many as you need. Like, they have an infinite source as long as you got the gold. So, you know, buy a stack of iron ingots for a couple of thousand. Just build that. That takes, you know, with all that stuff, probably like 5 or 10 minutes if you need to go out and get the iron. The only reason I say if you've got Somerset, it's better in that method, is because with Jury, you just need pewter, you don't need the star materials. So when you go to the Jury crafting station, you go rings, and yeah, you don't need star materials, you just need pewter. So you could make 75 rings that way as well. Again, it will take 150 pewter, which is a little bit more expensive than iron. So yeah, if you don't have some of that, maybe consider iron. But I think these two pale in comparison to the best way, which is, you've got 2. So you've got Provisioning, which you can do completely free, but is slower. Or you've got Alchemy, which is a little bit taxing on resources, but very, very quick. So I'll give you an example here. So we'll go these two. So we've got Blue Entoloma, and we've got Spider Egg. I will put in the description a bunch of my suggested options for like really cheap reagents. But if you're not sure, there's a website which you can go through all the different things and test which ones work, and you've also got an add-on on PC called Potion Maker. So I'll find this one for you. So it's Potion Maker, this one here. So this adds a Poison Maker here, and what you do is you just go Ica, And whatever resource you've got, so we'll just go Lady Smock, just go search, and it shows you the combinations of what you have available right now that work together. So you can use that, or you can just do the old throw things at each other and hope they stick. You can do that too. Oh, I don't have any. Wow, I don't have any water hyacinths. How about that? So blue Entoloma and spider egg. So it says unknown. This is what you want to look for. As long as it says unknown, you are good to go. So this just means it does work, you just don't know what they are yet. So the reason I say poisons is every time you craft a poison with these 3 resources, it makes 4 at a time. Now bonus points if you have a max level alchemy character, because you've got the chemistry passive which increases the amount of poisons you get by 4 each time, up to a maximum of 16. This is why I suggest doing poisons, because with about 5 or 6 of each alchemy and a poison solvent, you can get all 75 items. So it does require a couple of things, but those, 6 items of each, you can get that relatively quickly if you just play the game for a little bit and pick up stuff on the way. So yeah, that one's really good to do. But if you can get a character to level 50 and get all the chemistry passes, it makes it way better. It will be definitely more taxing if you don't. Alright, last method is provisioning. So this one, there's a little tiny investment at the start, and that is you want to come to a chef. For example, this one here in Vocal Guard, Salted Wings Tavern, just southwest of the Wayshrine you start with. So this chef here, every chef in the game sells these recipes. There's 2 that you want to look at. So baked apples, banana surprise. These 2, they can be learned at level 1, doesn't matter what your provisioning level is. I haven't even unlocked the provisioning skill line yet, doesn't matter. So you want to come to this specific location here in Vocal Guard. This sort of box pier, this square pier. Big jump. Okay, so here we are. So the reason we come here is there's a couple of things we want to look at. So there's this apple basket that's unfortunately empty, but have no fear. So we've got these bananas in this thing here, this tray. That's a tray, that's what it is. Completely forgot last time. And then there's also an apple basket here. So that's all the stuff you want to look for. Oh, look at that. You also got the daily done. You can check this stuff here, but that's like they're the only things that really matter. Because the reason you do that is we have the 2 recipes that we learned, baked apples and banana surprise, which use apples and bananas. So we come up to this cooking fire here. Go to our fruit dishes and just go craft as many as you can. And craft as many as you can. Alright, so now you might be wondering, well, now we've got nothing else to craft with because all that stuff's been taken. What you want to do now is leave the zone. So we go to Devon Swatch. Now we come back to the zone, so go back to where we were before, Vocal Guard. And now we just go back to where we were, so back over here. And would you have it, the apple basket's back, the bananas are in the tray again, you take all this stuff, and we'll check if this... So yeah, sometimes some things are empty, don't worry, that's normal, some things just randomly will be empty. All you do now is just go back and do the same thing, so we just go back to that cooking fire, and we just craft more baked apples and banana surprises. Yeah, so we're getting there. So this is definitely the slower method, but aside from that little investment at the start, there's no other investment. So you can just do this over and over and over and over and over as many times as you need. So you can also travel to your house. So go Morris Kiss Public House. So you come in here and then you just leave. And that will do the same thing as leaving the zone. It'll reset all the containers there that you can loot to get more bananas and apples. And there we go again. So the apple basket's filled up again. I don't know, I always fall off that. More bananas, more apples. So yeah, you guys get the idea. You just keep doing that over and over, and eventually you'll get your stuff. And you just do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And that's it. So anything more than that, I think, is just complicating matters. You can do writs, I suppose, too. Alright, so now we have tickets. This is the best one, I think, as long as you can be here for 3 days of the week, because it's 3 tickets per day, so it's just 9 total. So I think the only real thing that you need for this is Lost City the Notatambu. The reason I say that is you can use world bosses, you can use delves, you can use public dungeon bosses, you can use dolmens. But dolmens, though they're quick, like though they're constantly up and you can constantly kill bosses with these, the bosses have not much health considering most of the, like, the 2 common zones. You've got Alchemy Desert and Oridon. There's so many players there right now because of this event that trying to kill the boss itself, sometimes you just won't be able to get it in time, like deal enough damage in time, so I just find sometimes I miss it. So what I prefer instead, because world bosses you can, but world bosses can take some time to respawn. Lost City the Notatambu, most public dungeons, they also are basically the same, but not Notatambu. This place respawns this group event in about 30 seconds. So it's probably the most reliable thing in the game for getting lots of tickets, because I really don't find that many people here. And there's 3 bosses, so the chances of you getting a hit in is generally quite high. Because even if there are quite a few people, I find the fact that there's 3 bosses makes it quite easy to get at least some participation in. So you want to get Sept Spine Way Shown. I'll put an info card in the description now of the video I did a few days ago, which I go into. I do a full run through of how I actually get here. You need to use the boat train from Glenumbra to get to Alchemy Desert, and then just travel through the water here. I went through how I went through that in there. So yeah, if you need that, it's there. So yeah, there's just a cliff in the way, so you just got to make sure you go north and then you go south to travel there. Just run something with invisibility, or just make sure you have a little bit of AoE to get through the enemies at the start. Alright, so once you get in, there will usually be some enemies right here. Not always. Now there's 2 bosses that you can find in here. It looks like someone's already killed this one. There's a boss in here, and then there's also a boss that spawns over here. So the first thing you should do is always check if these 2 bosses are alive, because you can actually get your tickets from them too. If they're not alive, just keep going. It's another like minute that you have to spend moving around. That's fine. So we want to come here. This one here. So just come down these stairs. Just careful if you get spotted there, just make sure. Okay, so here's the puzzle for the group event. The puzzle is Scarab and Scarab, and then they'll go away. And same thing, Spider and Spider, and then Scorpion, Scorpion. And it'll spawn 3 boss enemies here. They're just regular old public dungeon bosses. Don't have that much health. Oh damn, I'm getting wrecked. And you'll get your tickets from them. So as soon as you do that, it'll respawn again in 30 seconds. So even if you get here and you just miss it, it's not a big deal. These things spawn super quickly. So that's the only real way I'd suggest getting the event tickets for this. Because like, I find every other way to be a bit unreliable, to be honest with you. And I've been playing for a while, so. Alright. If you've got any questions for me about any of this stuff, as always, just put them in the comments. I'll help people if they need it. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.